The screen is black. No Wi-Fi, no emails, no streaming, no internet. Anywhere. Banks, hospitals, airports, governments, all systems that power our world. Quiet the internet, lost for all time. This is not about losing your favorite social media app. This is civilization losing its nervous system. So, what if the internet were lost forever? The internet is often called the greatest invention since electricity. It connects nearly 5 billion people, runs the global economy, and stores the sum of human knowledge. But it is fragile. It relies on undersea cables, satellites, servers, and countless machines, a vast network that feels invisible until it disappears. In this thought experiment, we'll step into a world where the internet ceases to exist. Not for an hour, not for a week, but forever. Let's untangle, step by step, what life, civilization, and humanity would be in a world without the internet. The vanishing act of the internet. The internet is not just websites. It is the circulatory system of modern civilization. Global finance. 90% of global banking transactions go online. Healthcare, from patient records to life-supporting equipment, the digital spine keeps hospitals ticking. Transportation, air traffic control, shipping lanes, ride-sharing, all depend on continuous digital synchronization. Communication, billions of messages per second, keeping families, businesses, and nations together. Without the internet, humanity doesn't merely lose convenience. It loses the infrastructure of its contemporary life, how we once lived. The world existed before the 1990s without the internet. Business firms used paper account books. Letters took weeks to cross oceans. Television and radio united societies. But the principal difference, way back when our systems were offline friendly now, we don't have that luxury anymore. Whole generations have grown up in a world where the internet is a choice, but a necessity. We've constructed a civilization on an invisible foundation. Pull it away, and the world starts to collapse. Cause and effect walkthrough, step-by-step collapse. Day 1. Silence the instant the internet disappears. Chaos erupts. Planes lose their flight tracking. Stock markets freeze. News travels slowly. On television, the radio, and by word of mouth. Millions attempt to get back in touch, only to discover nothing works. Panic sets in. Week 1. Collapse without internet banking. Credit cards and debit cards no longer work. Cash is king, yet people carry very little of it anymore. Food stores struggle to restock shelves. Supply chains, previously coordinated on the internet, come to a standstill. Hospitals lose immediate access to medical databases, test results, and telemedicine. Physicians operate in the dark. Families are isolated by distance. No email, no video calls. The world starts contracting. Month 1. System collapse, international trade, synchronized by internet logistics, unravels, ships linger in harbors. Trucks idle. Factories close. The financial system, which relies on e-transactions, melts down. Stock markets disappear overnight. Savings turn into paper, if they can even be saved. Governments rush, pulling out ancient tools, landlines, fax machines, printed maps, but the dimensions of modern life cannot be contained in old tools. The 21st century reduces to something akin to the early 20th, the New World. A generation has passed by now that has never known the internet. The powerful and wealthy adjust, establishing private closed networks, local intranets, and secure communication links. But regular people fall back on paper, radio, and face-to-face business. Libraries, which were forgotten, become the new search engines. Printed newspapers re-emerge as the voice of information. But the loss is irreversible. Scientific collaboration is slowed. Education is crippled. Progress halts. Humanity's step forward. Abruptly undone. What makes this possible scenario so frightening is not merely inconvenience, it's vulnerability. Without the internet, democracy is undermined. Authoritarian governments ride in as voices around the world go silent. Without the internet, science crawls. Discoveries take decades rather than years. Without the internet, billions are locked in isolation. The internet isn't just technology. It is memory. It is connection. It is the nervous system of a global species. To lose it forever would be to cut humanity off from itself. We are complacent about the internet. It seems immortal, unstoppable, unbeatable. But like all creations of humanity, it can disappear. If it did, civilization would not collapse. But it would lurch backwards, hard. The question is not so much what if we lost the internet forever, but more so, how could we ever recreate it? So I'll leave you with this consideration. The internet brought us together, transformed us, and defined an era. But if it were to vanish overnight, would humanity rise again? Or would we disappear into silence? And if the internet can disappear, what else, that we all take for granted, could be next?